Hi, it's a beautiful Saturday here in New York City, wherever in the world you're watching. Welcome. This is your program. It's an opportunity to have your say. Anything you want to say, we provided this forum for you to join us and say whatever you want to say about anything going on anywhere in the world. And we particularly we like to ask you the question, what's keeping you up at night? We in today's world are concerned about so many things: social issues, political issues. Whatever the issue is, join us on this show and air your view. We don't discriminate, we don't care what you say. We believe that we keep the conversation going, and hopefully that will make the world better. I have a guest who is going to join me, Dr. Perry Brimah. He ran for president in Nigeria in 2019. Um, I'm waiting for him to join and we are going to have a conversation. But while we wait, you can join me. I'm going to share where you can click on the link and come in and we have a conversation. Of course, we know that there are several stories everywhere. In Nigeria, we have the president coming back from London, where he went for another medical treatment. We want to know, is it the last one before he leaves office, or are we going to see more of this? We have issues in the political parties and so many others. But I don't want to bore you. This is not my show. This is yours. I'm just here to facilitate. I'm here to help you to air your views. But while we wait for you guys to join, I have my special guest, Dr. Perry Brimah, joining us from an undisclosed location somewhere in America. Perry Brimah, come on into the studio.
Uh,
Hey,
uh, hello.
how are you doing?
Hello, Nigeria. Hello, Dr. Damages. Hello, world.
Yeah, all over the world, people are watching you,
From
and
I'm happy to join you from this undisclosed
yeah,
location.
location somewhere. Now, for those who do not know you, and I'm surprised by anybody who will not know you. You ran for president in Nigeria, 2019, is it?
Yes, correct. That's
Yeah,
correct.
and you were almost killed. Can you tell people who you are? What do you do? How? Let them know. Let them know.
ah, I believe everybody everybody has a duty, a duty to contribute to the battle, for liberty, for justice, for freedom of whoever you consider your people, and for all oppressed people in the world. So that's one of my core beliefs. So if you look at my Twitter page, you'll see I consider myself a human rights advocate. Before I used to say activist, but
Mm.
I don't consider myself an activist. I consider myself an advocate because I go around advocating human rights. So quiet. So in my own part in Nigeria, I contributed my quota to try, as many have been doing, as many are doing, and as many continue to do, to try to change the horrific story that Nigeria is or has been. And there are different levels of participation. I believe everybody should participate. So the name of my NGO, which the leader of an I don't know what to call it, a director of an NGO. The name of our NGO is Every Nigerian Do Something. And that's at the core of what basically it started sometime in 2013, because I'm not one of the older advocates or activists out there. I'm younger. I did my piece. But it started sometime around 2012, 2013, when the bombings had started, when Boko Haram bombings had started incessantly. And there was this Kaduna bombing that happened. And when that bombing happened at a bus stop, it was a political bombing. It was a time when there was something going on between Tinubu and Buhari and something. And it was this question about, Obasanjo approving APC party. It's so funny because as the story goes on, I now was part of the people that was hoping for an APC victory. But the bombing that started my NGO Was a bombing when Obasanjo had said APC will not be registered, and some other APC names came and submitted their identity to INEC. So I don't know whether I remember this period. So
Mm-hmm.
some other people submitted their identity to INEC, and it was like everybody knew that it was the PDP government at the time that was trying to block APC from being registered.
Mm.
And in at that period, this bombing happened at this Kaduna bus stop that most of us understood was a political bombing to compel the government at the time to allow APC to register.
Now you said something
Oh my
important. You said
goodness.
something
It's
important
so
that
funny the way
you
Nigeria
were
works.
one of those that maybe supported or were open to Buhari being
Mm.
president. Now that he's been there for more than 6 years, or 7 years, it's getting to 7 years now. What is your assessment?
My assessment on Buhari changed within the first 3 months, actually. So we had thought that it was we're part of the anything but Jonathan, and then Jonathan must go back to Toke. We were part of that movement. We actually, some of us, in spite of people warning us and reminding us about certain things Buhari had done, particularly his retroactive sentencing of the cocaine peddlers or something, they told us this, they had mentioned it to me at the time that it's unforgivable, and unless he totally repents such an act, that this man is brutal. But we stayed blind, and these are some of the lessons we learn in life. And now I've learned a lesson never to participate in anything where I don't have 100%, where I have any doubt, because once you participate in something that you have doubt, then you blame yourself when the calamity happens. But we had those. There were about two things that should have given us some flags on Buhari at the time. One was that his retroactive sentencing of those people. He sentenced them to death, and he had created a law after they had done the crime. So that was while he was a military soldier. Then the second one was where he said, anybody that stands in your way of the polling booth, halakasu. So I remember at the time I'd asked my friend, one of the members of my NGO, said, what does this halakastu mean? Because my Hausa is a little rusty, and I'm like, what does halakastu mean? And they said, kill them, pretty much, destroy them. And we had that video of Buhari at the polling booth, but a lot of things were thinking is political games. We had that video where he was telling his people when he lost that, defend your votes, and if anybody blocks you, kill them. So with these two things, I should not have, I should have used those to say, no, I cannot support this man, but we did. Some of us did. But then they actually invited me for his inauguration. I was one of maybe 500 people that were actually invited. The rest were distributed politically, but actually invited. I was
Did
actually
you
invited.
go?
I went for the inauguration.
Hmm.
So, but while I was there, I spent about a month and a half in Nigeria. So while I was there, I said the first problem we had was the military generals then, Ihejirika and the rest, who had, totally were just chopping the money and led a futile war against Boko Haram. So while we were there in Abuja, right then and there, we're going to this Bring Back Our Girls meetings. And I said, why has Buhari not fired these people? Like, we are waiting. These people, and within the first, what do you call it? Within the first 2 weeks of Buhari in office, he changed the whole security at Aso Rock. So within the first weeks, he changed the whole security at Aso Rock. And I'm like, but the Hejirika and these people, they are the ones in charge of Nigerian security, Boko Haram. This was the reason why we brought you in. Why have you not reshuffled and restructured the security of the country? So that was the first time I started. I raised my voice at a Bring Back Our Girls meeting, and I said, Buhari is messing up, and this is not acceptable. And I can remember that day, people were stunned. The people there were like, because all those people kind of supported Buhari, so they're like, what's going on with Dr. Perry? And I just started blasting that Buhari is failing. Why is he not firing those security chiefs? This was the main problem. And that was when I wrote my first article within his first 2 months in office. And I remember the first article I wrote against him was, Buhari quickly fires his own Aso Rock security people, but is dragging his feet to fire the security people of the nation. So he takes his own personal security more important than the security of the rest of us. And I remember when I said that thing at Bring Back Our Girls, that was one of the first times I respected Aisha Yesufu seriously, because whereas other people started looking at me with some kind of hostility, I just looked at her and she looked up. Like she just looked up like this. She thought about it and immediately she grabbed the microphone. She joined me on the side of saying, yes, we need to criticize Buhari even though it's early for this. And that's the day I respected her, because I respect anybody who stands for truth, stands for justice, no matter how premature, no matter what time it is, no matter what the odds look like. Start standing for truth and justice as soon as you see it, because otherwise you have yourself to blame and you will look foolish at the end of the day. Because some people who were attacking me when I started attacking Buhari, from the first 2 months, 3 months, I started attacking him. Within a short time, I became one of the enemies of the state. Some people who were vexing at me at that early stage, today, now they call me later on. Some of them actually within Buhari's government, they call me later on and they're like, Dr. Brimah, you were right. We are embarrassed.
Good. Dr. Brimah, we are going to tell you a story as we go along, but so many people have joined us, and let's hear from them, and as we continue the conversation. So if you want to join, please turn on your camera so that we see you. We want to see your video, and when you would call, you tell us where you are joining us from, and your comment. It could be on anything. It could be on what we are conversations we're having with Brimah, or anything else you want to say. So let me first go to bring in Alhaji Zana. Hey, I know you. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, doctor.
Good evening. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good
I'm
to see
fine.
you.
I'm
Where
fine.
where are
I'm
you?
fine. I'm speaking live from Chennai, India.
India. Okay, okay. What are you doing in India?
I'm studying,
I
doctor.
studying. Okay, very good, very good. So what do you think about what has happened in Nigeria in the last 7 years? Are you happy with how things turned out? And what is your take? Buhari just came back from his uh, his trip abroad for medical treatment. What's your take?
Sir Buhari, he messed up. And first of all, he messed up. And secondly, he wasted our time and energy. He didn't do anything for Nigerians. He failed Nigerians in economic and any sector. He failed Nigerians.
Okay, we will come back to you, Captain. I will come back to you. Let me go to Namdi because I want to get a lot of people involved in the conversation. Namdi, welcome to the show. Where are you, and what is your comment?
I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay, nice to see
Yes.
you.
Thank
So,
you.
what is the situation with petrol and with light? And it looks like all the systems in the country, they are collapsing at the same time. What is your take?
Oh, well, it's actually a very sad comment for the country. I'm talking from the position of the fact that I had worked in the oil industry
Okay.
before I got retired and I relocated to Lagos. I used to live in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yes, so bottom line, that most of the challenges that we have in the country are very basic, simple challenges. But just that the ineptitude of the leadership is one of the challenges that we have as a nation. I'll give you a typical example. So you have a refinery. The Americans will tell you that a refinery is not rocket science. There is nothing in running a refinery if you have competent people run a refinery. So how can you have a refinery? You are not able to refine products locally, and you are still paying from the MD to the cleaner in that organization monthly salary. You are still sending them into training. So what the hell are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So you just see that people, because I remember when Obasanjo was to leave government, they tried to sell those refineries because they knew that the people running it were not very competent. Incompetency through the fact of the way we recruit people to run organizations in Nigeria. Okay, so they sold it. They sold it to Dangote and Forte Oil. Yaradua came in and reversed it. And that since Yar'Adua time till today, those refineries have not been able to run. Right? So how do you now expect? Because if you remember in the 70s up to the 80s, when those refineries came into operation, it was during the army regime of Obasanjo in the military era. What they did was that they ran pipelines to the different geopolitical zones. So you had depots in Enugu, you had depots in Makurdi, you had depots in Gombe. All they needed to do, and there was no bunkering then. Nigeria was still a sane environment somehow. Even if you had bunkering, it was maybe 5% or less than 5%. And it wasn't on the pipeline sending refined products to the depots. Right?
Yeah.
So you stopped running the refineries. You are not sending refined products to the depots in Enugu and Makurdi and Gombe and the rest of it. There's one in Mosime. So what that translates to is that you are putting on the roads trucks onto the roads that were not designed to carry those level of load. Right? And it continues to happen. It continues to happen. And we are now into, you do subsidy, you import, you pay. I mean, it's all mess. You go to power. What can we do about power? All we needed to do was to devolve power, the capacity to generate this power to the states. If you ask the 6 geopolitical zones to set up power generation units on their own, they should be able to do it. And then you don't have this grid collapse that you keep having every day. As I speak with you now, I'm running a diesel generator. And the diesel is about 700 naira per liter now. How many people can afford that?
Let me ask you, because we tend to see that most people can point at the problems like you are pointing out now, and being that you were in the oil industry, what was the reason? Why do you think that the political elites or the people who run the country, that they don't see what you are seeing, or that probably that why is it that they cannot implement things that will reverse the situation?
Okay, so my take on that is that the people that will bring to the position of leadership in Nigeria have not run any organization in their life before. So they cannot, in any reason, see what you're seeing, who has worked in a corporate environment. Because there is nothing you can do without a basic plan. There's nothing you are going to do in this world without a basic plan. There is nothing we want to do that has not been done, tested elsewhere. And they have worked. So all we need to do in this country is to sit down. For the country, you cannot plan every year. It's not possible. During Obasanjo time, in the mid-70s, they were doing a 5-year rolling plan. But in the normal sense, you're going to do a 25-year plan for the nation and then be picking it up in either what they call long-term or medium-term or short-term. That's basically what we should be doing. So you have a 25-year plan that these are the things I'm going to do for this establishment in 25 years. So in the first 5 years, what are they, and what are my requirements to execute them?
All right, all right.
Basically what's
Okay, thank you, Namdi. Stand by, please. We appreciate your insight. I like to talk to people who have real experience, who actually have worked on some of these things we are talking about. But stand by, please. Let's get other views in, and then I'll come back to you. Okay.
All right.
There are a lot of people who are joining. I want to come to you, Brimah, before we go to Ostino. Brimah, like what Namdi was talking about. Buhari just came back from medical treatment abroad, and you're a doctor. And why is it that after so many years of being president, he has not been able to deal with this simple issue of getting his treatment right there in Nigeria?
The thing is, Buhari is, apart from any other problems medically that Buhari has, Buhari is his so-called illness is old age. So there's no treatment for that. Buhari is old. It's
But
so.
why is he going to
So
UK?
the question is, why can't he risk his life within Nigeria the way the rest of the Nigerians risk their lives with the medical, facilities over there? That's the question.
Mm,
And the type of treatments he may have gotten are there are some treatments that probably are not available in Nigeria
mm,
for some of the types of conditions that we have heard. All we have to rely on in Nigeria is rumors and stuff because people don't tell you what is or what isn't. But the kind of treatments that he may have gotten that have, because if you look at Buhari, the way you see him, Buhari stands right now. When he stands and gives a speech, sometimes he can stand straight for 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 2 straight hours without even shifting from one leg to another, more than I can even do at my own age.
mm.
So, you can only imagine futuristic therapies that he has been giving for his conditions.
All right, all right. You just stand by with me, okay? And let me go to Ostino, and then I'll go through all the people that are joining us while I come back to you, Dr. Brimah and then Namdi. Ostino, just in 1 minute, what are you thinking about? What's keeping you up at night?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. What's keeping me up at night is the state of Nigeria. I can't believe it that Nigeria now is a failed state, and this administration has set us back like 20 years back from where we were, before.
Mm,
At the onset, I had a problem with the issue of going to bring Buhari back from retirement. I mean, this guy was the president when I was a kid, and within this period of 30 years, um, he has not given any speech in any university. He has not written any book. He has not done anything within in the public. So, what's the essence of going to bring him back from retirement? So, I had issue with that, and I told people, look, this thing that these guys, I don't know the reason why you guys are supporting this guy, because we have young, vibrant, youth that can take up the mantle of leadership in this country and move us forward. There was no need whatsoever to go. But I mean, according to Bush, he said you cannot do and undo. You know, that is in the past right now. The
mm,
question we begin to address right now is how do we move forward from here? As a matter of fact, these days, the pictures I'm getting from Nigeria, you know, pictures of gari and granite that people are eating. That's what they keep on sending to me.
mm.
So the country has gone beyond repair. I don't know if we can come out of, if it's possible for us to come out of this situation, unless something drastic. We have to do something drastic to bring
Uh,
us out of this.
uh, All right, thank you, Ostino. I have to let you go so that we have our studio is full. We have to get in more people. Okay, thank you so much for your contribution. Let me come to who am I going to? John Abba. John Abba, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Can you tell us where you are and your own contribution? What's keeping you up at night? In 1 minute, so that we can get a lot of people to contribute.
Let them go ahead for now. I just joined the line and I just walk inside.
Okay, all right, all right. Thank you, Janaba. Before we go to the next person, Namdi, let me come back to you. We're preparing for an election now, and as someone who has observed Nigeria for quite some time, what is your take in terms of the candidates who are running? Where do you think the Nigerian people should look towards in terms of not making the mistake that was made in 2015? Oh, sorry, I have you muted. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Namdi.
No, I didn't get that question because I
Oh,
was
you didn't get the
I was
question.
not
I'm
listening.
saying, I'm saying that we're preparing for another election next year. In your own view, where do you think Nigerians should be looking? What direction should they be looking at in terms of who or a kind of character that maybe has any chance of serving the country?
For me, I said earlier, our biggest challenge is that you have gotten a group of people who there's nothing they have done in their life but doing politics. And then the experience they took into the political space has not helped. And then there is we don't have strong institutions to check what the politicians are doing.
Mm.
So if we have strong institutions, it will help us.
Mm.
Why am I saying that? Let me take a typical example of the United States of America when they were going for the second term election for Donald Trump.
Mm.
If they did not have strong institutions, Donald Trump would have been returned to a second term.
Mm.
But because they had strong institutions, a lot of people did not want to see him come back.
Mm.
It's because there were strong institutions and people with integrity.
Mm.
Here in Nigeria, very difficult to find, you know. So
All right.
I'm not expecting much because it's still the same group of people.
Yeah.
They're
All right.
not allowing people with credible characters to come into the space because it's becoming too expensive to participate.
Mm. All right. We'll come back to you. Let me go to I don't see the people on their cameras, but let me go to either Eze or Mo. Anybody that if you have your camera on, you can if not, we'll have to take somebody else. Okay. Eze, let's hear from you.
I'm sorry. Actually, I've been trying to follow the conversation, and I think majorly one of the problems we have is with ourselves. You know, somebody talked about how expensive it is to be in the political terrain. You can see me, I don't have my shirt on because the heat is killing here. The fan I just switched off my generator a few minutes ago so that I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I can communicate. Otherwise, the noise of the generator will not allow me to hear. So what I'm saying in effect is that when some people say it is expensive to join the political train, then I ask myself, what about other political parties that have made it very simple and cheap for people to join them? Parties like the National Conscience Party, like the AAC, I mean, you can just pick up your form, you can just participate. But it's as if we are not yet full with the problems we have in our hands. We want to run to a PDP. A Wike will dictate the pace for us. If it is not a Wike, then it's becoming an Oshibaju, dictating the pace, or even a Tinubu. Can't we just think beyond these elements? Before now, who knew these people? But the problem I have with our Nigerian brothers and sisters is that they just want to get themselves stuck to those elements, those people that are causing the problem they are facing. So, and if you continue to do that, it's just like going around the circle. You cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different, result. So I think we have to think outside the box, to get it right.
Yeah, Eze, let me just challenge you a little bit. So you're in Nigeria, you meet people and you talk to them, and what do they tell you is the reason why they can't look beyond or think beyond those people that you're talking about?
Rudolph, I can tell you for a fact, it is almost impossible for you to be able to place what the reason might be. But the bottom line is that you could see that people have suffered beyond the poverty line, so they cannot think rightly. So if you are talking to somebody you think that should know, and the person is coming out to tell you and say, oh, no, Tinubu is our solution. By the time you give it to Tinubu, look at the way he turned Lagos around. You begin to ask yourself, is this person sane, or is it talking out of, you can't even place it. So it is for people like us, You know, sometimes I could read all the newspapers on my phone, but sometimes I still walk to the newsstand at Yanopaja or Ikeja to read the news, and you can hear the argument coming from people's mind, debating between Tinubu and Osinbajo, who is the best. You know, it's just like saying six and a half a dozen. What is the difference? You know, because I mean, look at what we have at hand presently now. A law was passed by National Assembly. The president ascended to it. Then a court from somewhere, I don't know where, came to say that, okay, Attorney General, delete this section. And then
I know. That's a shock.
People are just saying, people are coming to debate it in one way or the other, saying, okay, he has the right.
And they moved it immediately to do. I just, it's unbelievable. But
we have cases of people that have been given court judgments.
Of course.
And for instance, before he left Nigeria in the first place, he was asked to be released several times. The government didn't head to it. Up till today, as I'm talking to you, not even Ganesh Power in me has suffered the fate he's suffering now, confined to a state for over 2 years. And even when they have court judgment releasing him in the first place, they refuse to release him. And so when we reduce our discussion or debate to if it is Tinubu or Osinbajo or even Atiku or even Peter Obi, you begin to ask yourself, can't we think out of the box to know what is best for us?
All right.
Okay.
Let me stop you so that we can get other people to air their view. Austin, tell us where you're joining us from, and what's your take? What's keeping you up at night?
Hello, good evening, Doctor. I'm so happy to talk with you. It's like a I don't know how to. Well, I'm talking from Jakarta.
Okay. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. How is life? What's going on? What's up at night?
Yeah, we thank God. Thank you so much for this privilege. The thing is that Nigeria is already plastic bag that filled with water, and it's leaking. And no matter your passion, the more you are passionate, it will continue to leak until everything went off. Our problem in Nigeria is not about age. It's not about age. It's not about this thing, tribalism. But as far as I'm concerned, I think Nigerian politicians should be run psychiatric tests before they assume any office. Because if all of them are normal, because sometimes when I think about religion, tribalism, you see that so-called people that is on power, their own people are also suffering.
Okay.
So once again, now the former president of Malaysia is about 80-something. They brought him back to power. Do you understand? Because how good he is, the way he loves his people. No of Nigerian politicians that love Nigerians, irrespective of religion or whatever. The second president of this Indonesia, when he assumed office, what did he do? After the second president seized power. After their second president seized power from the person that brought independence for them, when he assumed office after 31 years, he stopped everything and handed over and said that she should change constitution and that they will conduct election, that he will not run. That is somebody that reasoned very well that is okay. But any of Nigerians that goes into power, their mentality, when you check them very well, you know that they are not normal.
All right, Austin, I have to let you go. Sorry, because there are so many people waiting, and we can only take in 10 people in this.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, Dr. Brimah, stand by. Okay, I know. We come back to you. Let me get somebody else to. People have been waiting. All right. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all right.
Okay, tell us where you are and.
My name is Mazam, and I'm from Glasgow.
Glasgow, Scotland.
Yes, Scotland.
Wow, yes. Nigerians are everywhere. So, what's keeping you up at night?
Yes, I'm studying here. So, actually, yes, I want to comment on the issue of the fuel scarcity.
Mm.
Looking at what actually is happening or transpiring in Nigeria is the APC government went to the Niger Delta and promised the Niger Deltans the issue of illegal refineries. They promised them the looking at the bunkering. So they promised them that there's going to be modular refineries, and these illegal refineries are contributing immensely to the supply of products in Nigeria. Because looking at it, if you look at it, people that are selling the product, people who get the product from that's the government legally, they are not really actually making money from it. So the only way they can make profit is to either switch or adjust their pump. That's by cheating on the masses, or to mix it with illegal product. So now in recent times, you can see what happened in Rivers State, that the state government have made sure that there's no any illegal refinery that is operating at the moment. So after disbanding that one, the impact of that, because the people who are selling, the marketers who are selling this product, mixing it with illegal product, are not getting it. So the supply is actually not coming. And if you look at it, government officials know about this thing very well. So I wonder why the government cannot empower the owners of these illegal refineries to be able to produce, since they know the local technology. If they can be empowered, I believe that this issue of subsidy or buying crude oil, importing refined product from other countries will not come in place, and we'll get it at a cheap price.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Let me make an announcement, because a lot of people are in the studio and they don't want to contribute. So you can watch on Facebook, you can watch on Twitter, you can watch on YouTube. But let's leave the studio. It can only take 10 people. Let's leave the studio for people who want to come on live and contribute. So please, if you don't want to contribute, you can leave the studio. If you want to contribute, stand by. I will call you, put on your camera. I won't call you if your camera is not on. So we can do that. Thank you so much for your contribution. And let's leave it at 1 minute. I want to talk to at least 30 people before we end the show. So thank you so much for your contribution, Maza. So, Dr. Brimah, let me ask you, people are thinking about, there's something that came up about who to vote for, knowing that the characters we have now who are running for office. As someone who ran for president and looking at the candidates who have so far declared, who do you think you can recommend for Nigerians to vote for?
I'm very sorry, but my answer to this question would be, unfortunately, this election cannot solve our problem at this time. So people like myself,
but it's going to happen anyway. So what are they people going to do?
They're either going to waste their vote. They can't vote for the people that should win. So they're going to waste their vote, or they need to be on the streets with revolution. It's revolution now. I'm sorry. People like me are sure where there's no other way to solve Nigeria problem at this point. I'm sorry to say. So, some people will be saying, oh, maybe Oshimbajo or this thing. It's like we are blind, because our options to choose from is like, I don't know how to put it. It's not a choice. It's not a democracy. In America, an odd man, crazy man, Donald Trump, came from somewhere, entered the party, won. In Nigeria, it's not like that. So it's a package. No matter what, you're taking a dirty package inside a dirty this thing or not. So if Oshimanjo, for instance, is running under APC, he's going to come and be one of their people. We will have marginally better for a little while and then rot. Of course, Tinubu is not even a question. But unfortunately, the problems of Nigeria are so deep inside. This guy I heard is even contesting CBN governor Emefiele. I heard he wants to contest. He has stolen all our money, forest. He has stolen all the forest under supplied petrol, oil subsidy, back kickback, oil money
all our
and
money in
forex
forest. He
money
has stolen all
kickback.
the forest
He
under.
has stolen so much money that he's brazen enough to say he wants to declare and run. Nigerian elections are bought and sold, unfortunately.
All right.
So if I advise you on who to vote for, who you vote for probably will not win. So you need to fight for your rights.
All
You
right.
need to fight.
Thank you, Dr. Brimah. Stand by. Let's go to Obi. Obi, tell us where you're joining us from, and you have a minute. Oh, hold on, Obi. Hold on, Obi. I think you're. Let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead, Obi.
Hi, Dr. Damages. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Lagos, the very, very hot city of Lagos. So I'll go quickly. My problem is we keep pushing Nigerians. We push them to the wall. They're going to find a way to dig a hole in that wall and keep pushing. So you start wondering, like, at what point do they get tired and realize then I am tired of this. I'm tired of going to queue to buy for. Like in 2 weeks, I've not had light. If you can hear, I have the gen on for the past 2 weeks. It's just been me on gen. So like, at what point I get tired? I talk to people like, don't worry, go better. Let's just continue. Like, at what point do we get tired of all these things and decide, oh, we're going to hit the street. We're going to hit the street and protest. We are scared of that. And what's the cost of this?
But let me ask you, Obi, I know you're in Nigeria, you're in Lagos, you said, but people protested during the NSAS, and what happened?
Yeah, people protested. It was kind of making impact until the usual thing and police came around and everything went up. And Nigerian, we got scared and we couldn't like continue protesting again. And if we had come outside, trust me, a lot would have changed in this country. I'm very positive about that. But they used their tool. What's the tool? Fear. And that's what they used, intimidating us, and everybody gave up and nobody was going to like protest again. And that's why all of us are all united in suffering, but divided in struggling. That's how Nigerians are. So, and what's responsible for this is religion. I'm sorry, I'm going to hurt some people's feelings, but the fact still remains that religion is a major cause of why we are where. Sorry.
Well, you got that right. All right. Stand by, Obi, stand by. Okay, let me hear from. I'm coming to you, Sam, but let me hear from Jonaba. He's been around, hanging around for a while. Jonaba, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. This is Jonaba from Dallas Metroplex area in Texas. Thank you for all you do. Concerning our great country, Nigeria, I think...
Did you say great? Okay, but anyway, continue.
Not good. Of course, it's meant to be. First of all, thank you for all you do to bring this to the stream to the light. Nigerian, I watched your show last time. It's like a knock engine. Let us be honest with ourselves. Whether it's Atiku, whether it's Osibanjo, whether it's Sowore, as far as we have the institution we have right now, it does not matter. It's a matter of time. Everything is still going to go down. The politician will find a way to protect or to preserve their interest by saying, oh, it's Boko Haram, it's henchmen. The West, the East, and the North will come up with something. My prayer for Nigeria is that we will wake up to say that this is not the Nigeria we all dream to be, or proud to be part of. Because what I have seen is that the greatest challenge I have seen as a Nigerian that go to Nigeria all the time is that the very youth we are fighting for, that their lives should be better than ours. They are the one that doesn't even have an idea. The past election, when Sowore was running for president, I asked one of my younger brother that I have a friend, Sowore. He may not win, but you guys consider his vision for Nigeria. The young man said that, can he give me 10,000? So your what in life is it 10,000 with the problem that is going in Nigeria? So when you have the majority of Nigerians do not even understand how institutions work, it's a long walk to freedom.
All right.
And,
All right.
thank you so much.
Now I have to let you go so that we can get more people in.
Go ahead, man.
Thank you so much. Sam, I'm coming to you. How are you? Where are you joining us from? And what's your take?
Thank you for having me. I'm calling from Lagos, Shumolu.
Okay. Do you have lights in Lagos?
No, I've been buying 2005 for like 2 weeks now.
Wow.
Every day.
Now let me ask you. I really want to talk to real people who experience this, unlike some of us outside the country. When you get your NEPA, I know it's not called NEPA now, whatever it's called, the bill for electric. How much is the typical bill you get every month?
I think about 165,000.
165,000.
Yes, for a month.
For how much of light? I mean, if you can.
For nothing. For nothing. They'll just send you bill for nothing.
So do you
don't
have
use anything?
Wow. Do you have an idea of how much you spend buying diesel and generator, running your generator in a month?
You can't actually.
If you calculate it, you go crazy.
Well, roughly, let's say probably if I manage, probably 45,000 to 50,000 naira
every month.
A month, yes.
So what you are getting as electric bill is more than what you are spending a month in using generator. Okay.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Yes. So if they provide power, let's say I'm assuming, let's say they provide you power 24 hours. So let's start with 12 hours every day. How much are you willing to pay?
How much? If they can be charging us 500 naira, for every 12 hours, probably 1,000 naira per day, people will pay. As long as it is constant. That is just it. Because I'm running business, I won't lie to you. And I don't want my business to run. I have to buy the fuel every day.
Okay, hold on.
So if you can tell me to be paying 1,000 naira every day, and now you'll be giving me 24 hours light, I'll do that.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to Obi. I want to really hear from him too. Obi, what is the same question? You know, how much are you spending every month?
Yeah, fortunately for me, I use a prepaid, so I spend 20,000 in 2 months. So
okay,
yeah.
So if they provide more lights, are you willing to pay more?
Definitely.
Okay. So the problem is not that people are not willing to pay; it's just that there's no they're not providing the light.
Yeah, like Sam said, that's like a major issue with, like, in Nigeria, estimated billing. You just come at the end of the month, give people some crazy bills because you're trying to meet some sort of target and the rest, and that's crazy. One, I feel everybody should have their own prepaid. That way they can get to determine what they want to use and how much the watt of electricity they want to use. So people are willing to pay for electricity. Just provide the electricity. That's just it. But don't just bring estimated bills for people.
Okay, Sam, let me come back to you. So this election, what are you hearing from people you talk to? What are people thinking? Who is the savior?
See, let me tell you one truth, and I'll tell you now. You know Hope? Oga Rufus, you know Hope?
I know Hope, yeah.
You know Hope. Hope has been shot in the head. So Hope is dead. So I don't know what you want me to say. Nothing. See, if you ask people out there, they will just tell you nothing. See, don't let me lie to you about the election. I'm confused. And I don't know what to do. Because if you say, let us follow Showore, let us do this, let us do that, it won't work.
Why?
These people will still win.
Okay.
It won't. Lie to you. Come to my area, you will see. We are here. We see it every day. We live there. We see it every day. So leave all this. Let us leave fiction to reality. Fiction. Yes, reality here. See, people like me, probably my age group, a lot of people that vote, they are not much. People that vote are the old women that collect cup of rice probably every ending of the month.
Mm.
So the person where they feed you every ending of the month, what will you do? So the people that we should be careful about are the who like call it the old ones.
Yeah.
They are the ones that actually vote more.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sam, for that contribution. And stand by. Let me get some other people involved in this conversation. Let me see who is standing by here. Okay, I see Michael. If you turn on your camera, I'll bring you on. And you tell us where you are joining us from. Michael, welcome.
Yeah, good day. Good day, sir.
Good day. How are you?
Okay, I'm live here in Lagos.
Oh,
Lagos,
yeah, in Lagos.
Nigeria.
Wow. Yeah. This Lagos people. I thought you people like to watch Premier League. So what's keeping you up at night? How are you doing? And what's keeping you up at night? What are you concerned about in Nigeria?
Actually, I thought I was joining the program, just that I came to shop with my family, so I'm just waiting for my wife to get some things. So I now had a topic we were discussing.
Okay.
Actually, the situation of Nigeria is very, very. I don't even know the word I can even put it. Are you getting me? So, like what you are discussing concerning the NEPA. This power. Are you getting me? So if they can be able to give us 24 hours lights, even though they say even 3 or 4,000 every day, many people will pay. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Even though now provided now we have as in 24 hours. Okay, you say now, okay, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Many will pay, to be honestly speaking. Are you getting me?
So it's not about money. It's not about payments. Just that they are not competent. They are not providing the power.
Exactly. That's just the point.
So
where I'm staying at Agor, Okota, the way they give us lights, though I don't know, it's very, very annoying. You get it's very, very
let me ask about the election now, because the chance you have to change the situation is through the democratic process, is having an election. So when you think about that, who do you think amongst all the candidates that we know now that you think will change the situation?
You know, the situation of the election, we have been hearing the same thing. As in, from even if being it anybody that is entering, because it's the same people that we know since the 1960s. Are you getting me? It's that same category of people we know. So every year, every 4 years, you still see them. Are you getting me? So just that if we Nigeria can be able to kind of have one mind, especially we youth, if we can able to have one mind, I think this situation will change. We can just bring out a good leader that can change the whole situation, because these same people now that are still coming out, they are the same category of people we have been hearing about. And even anybody that they manage to enter, it will still be the same story. Are you getting me?
All right, Mike.
The same story.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much. Let's go to someone else. Yinka wrote on our comment section. Yinka said they don't have the architecture to provide the electricity, and the money was embezzled. Remember, could it be that the situation is totally hopeless? Obi, let me come back to you while I ask other people who are in the studio to turn on their camera so that I can bring them on. I'll come to you, Steiner. Let me just bring Steiner up here too. Oh, more. Okay, I'll get other people. But Obi, now that you are in Nigeria, can you what's the solution? What do you see as the solution?
Thank you. I just wanted for us to get to that part. For me, it has to, like I was saying earlier, it has to start with the religion. Religion is like the major cause of why we're suffering, or where we are. You understand what I'm saying? So religion, you see, Look, take an example. You go to church, the pastor keeps telling you, pray against unforeseen illness, pray against this, pray against road accidents. We pray against things that the government ought to provide for us. And that's my problem. Instead of you telling the people, your members, the governor is supposed to provide this for you, the councillor is supposed to do this for you, your House of Rep member is supposed to do this. They don't tell them that. They keep telling them to pray against some spiritual forces. And that's why all of us have refused to stand up for our rights. Because we feel like some of these things, or majority of them, are spiritual. So we keep praying. So as long as we refuse to go out to the streets there, tell the government that we are tired of this rubbish, nothing is going to change. And unfortunately, the election is not going to solve any problem, because it's still going to be the same thing. I'm sorry. I voted for Showera in 2019. I will still vote for him in 2023. But it's not going to change anything yet, because majority of us have we're having that Stockholm syndrome, helped by bad leadership, and also our religious leaders. They are feeding fat on us. And as long as majority of us are still inclined on that religious, this thing that, oh, it's the devil that is doing this, these things are not going to change. So the solution to me is we just have to break from that shackles of religion and know that these guys, the governor is responsible for this, and the president is supposed to do this, and not the devil in the village. That's what I feel.
All right. Thank you so much, Obi. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it. Let me go to Osaino. You've had the chance, but let me just hear your final thought, because I actually want people who are outside the country to hear from people at home, and then maybe they can reverse their thinking. Or what is your take? Hearing people at home expressing the frustration and a sense of hopelessness in the situation. What when you think about the solution and hearing the reality on the ground, what is your take then?
Nigerian kids, I don't think there is gonna be anything that will really help us out of this situation that we are right now. Unless I heard somebody talking about revolution, that might be one thing that might help us out. Otherwise, we're still gonna continue in this circus, because you see what is happening. This old group of politicians, they're not gonna relinquish. They are not ready to relinquish power, just like that. So something drastic has to be done to be able to squeeze out power from their hands. Otherwise, we're still gonna continue like that. I want the campaign to start. I want them to have a kind of presidential debate. Let them begin to tell us exactly what they can do for us. I will not be able to say, okay, vote for this person right now, until they start a presidential debate. Let's hear from them. What is their agenda for the country?
All right. Osaino, thank you so much. Let's get other people to contribute. Alex, I'm coming to you. How are you? Tell us where you are joining us from.
I'm good, sir. I'm joining from Sydney, Australia.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. So what are you doing there?
So I'm working
Of course.
I'm working on computer engineering.
Oh, computer engineer. Okay. So so what's your take on the situation of the country, Nigeria?
So my brother, when you begin to discuss, issue of either it will be there, you can't finish it, even if you have, give it 1 week to discuss it online like this. Exactly. But one truth you have to tell ourselves is that it is, let's tell ourselves, be realistic. No amount of, because I heard you say that the only way to change the situation is through political means, or, but even if you tell yourself truth, that the only solution is revolution. But, because come to think of it, that about 80% of people in Nigeria are illiterate. And poverty, they have the leader, let me tell you one thing I have to know. That these people, they have used the poverty to weaponize the masses. You understand me? Look, just take example of America. What happened in America last election? Can that happen in Nigeria? It's impossible, because the masses are hungry. There is hunger in the land. There is poverty. There is stacking rate. Look, let me tell you that 98% of voters are stacking illiterate. People who don't experience anything good life. People who have never traveled to anywhere. You understand me? And when you give them peanuts, they will praise you. When you come and give them promise, they will praise you because they don't know anything. They believe that you are doing them a favor by providing a basic amenities to them. You get it?
All right, Alex.
So it's only a revolution that you will. Let me get just a second. A revolution that will collapse the government and start a new structure by dividing power for each region. That's the only way that you can get it right. Without that, we're just entertaining ourselves. We're just entertainment.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alex. Ola, welcome to the program. Where are you joining us?
Thanks for having me. Yes, based on what you are discussing, I believe the only solution to the problem of Nigeria is because Nigeria is run on impunity. In fact, the system that we run presently is run on impunity. That's why you hardly see any changes. I wouldn't agree with the last caller that said a lot of people are ignorant. Yes, but they might be ignorant, but I believe the political elites have been able to do one thing successfully. They have been able to weaponize poverty, and they've been able to weaponize ignorance. So weaponizing poverty, I wouldn't say the electorate also are totally complicit of that problem, because I mean, someone that has not even eaten or does not even eaten anything, and you come to him and say, okay, come and vote for us, we give you 5,000. What will you expect such person to do? He will collect the money, and he will go and do what you ask him to do. Someone that has not, didn't really know, the right from the left, they didn't understand what is going on in this environment. It's going to be difficult for such a person to take a concrete action in saying that, okay, it is high time we change the system. You understand? So I believe the system they've been able to weaponize poverty and weaponize ignorance to the extent that exactly people are boxed to a corner that they don't have a choice. Seriously, they don't have a choice. So I believe the only solution to this system is only when we can have a system that actually works for a common man, for a common citizen, for a common people, because you are not citizen in this country. You are just member. So it's going to be difficult. So I believe the only person that is talking about change in Nigeria currently, I believe, is Shure, and probably maybe Mogalu is also talking about issue. Most of the rest of the candidates are just saying rhetorics. They are basically most of the things that I've been hearing from when I was born. That's what they have been talking about. Most of the things that they say is rhetorics. No concrete action, no concrete a plan on how to get Nigeria out of the disaster we are in presently.
Ola, thank you so much. Stand by, okay? Let me do something. Let me correct an impression that I think we were putting up here, which is that most Nigerian electorates. I know that people take money to vote for particular candidates, but in the last election in Anambra State, we saw a woman who refused to take 5,000 naira to vote for the wrong candidate. So it's not everybody. I know that we tend to put out figures, like 90%, 30%, but we really don't know exactly. But I agree that these things are happening. Let me go to Sam, just because I don't see anybody that I've not given a chance to speak that is on camera. If you want to speak, I see a lot of people, but their cameras are not on. Let's see your camera on. I will call you. But let me come to Sam. I want to hear I'm sure I saw that they were having conversations there. So Sam, what are you people talking about? Yeah, I want you to share with us what's making you people laugh.
Okay. How will I say? It's about Tinubu. You understand now? We're actually talking about Tinubu. You understand now? Someone that is not healthy. You understand now? You are wee-weeing everywhere. You are not okay. Just go and sit down. Go and have a life. Go and have a vacation. Just go somewhere and have a good life. You have money. Go and enjoy your money. Go to one place in Ogun State or somewhere, buy land. Just build one mansion for yourself. Just enjoy your life. You don't need to bother everybody with your problem. That is just it, though.
Okay. Let me ask you. I'll come to you, Kingsley. I know I brought you into the studio, but let me ask you. When you talk to people on the streets or people who support him, what do they say? What is the reason why they support him, despite what they are saying?
Actually, it's just party things. You understand? Everybody's loyal to their party, you know. And I was showing one boy the video of Tinubu where he was at the palace. You understand? We win. The boy was actually saying that it's a lie, that is a doctored video. See, that is just the level. That is just how people are now. People don't know anything.
And maybe they don't care too.
No, I don't think they don't care. They don't really know. Because if you really know the truth, you will care.
Okay. All right.
This is just it. And if you don't benefit from it, you will care.
Okay.
So most of them now, they get steeping from politicians. So they go to meetings, they give them 500 naira. So whatsoever they tell them there, Baba is this, Baba is that. You understand now? That is what they will come out to tell everybody.
All right.
But we know that Baba is not okay.
Sam, hold on. Okay, let's go to Kingsley. Kingsley, welcome to the program.
Okay, thank you.
Where are you joining us from? What's keeping you up at night?
Okay, I'm joining from Lagos. I'm in Nigeria, from Lagos.
Did you have light in Lagos where you are? No?
Not at all. For like 2 days now, not at all.
Wow. All right. So what's keeping you up at night?
You're counting down the seconds until you can skip the ad, right? I get it. But
okay. You never had to basically, my own opinion about the whole Nigerian issue is this. I think ignorance is one. There are a lot of people quite alright that are enlightened that want things to get better. But a host of those people are actually maybe in the cities here in Lagos. You see people discussing, pointing out the flaws in one politician or another. But when you go beyond the cities, back to the villages where the actual voting happened during election, you find out that all these remote areas where a lot of votes come out from, they are suffering and they don't know they are suffering. They've gotten used to the suffering and they don't really care. So it's just about them coming out on election day. Maybe if anybody's sharing money, they collect the money and vote and go their way. And I believe that's what most of the politicians are banking on, because that's why, okay, let's say you'll see an election is coming up, a debate will be organized. A contestant will ignore the debate and tell you he doesn't care, because he believes that those that are watching the debate, that their votes at the end of the day is not up to 10% of the total votes. While those in the villages who will definitely not watch the debate are the ones that will vote, and the vote will. And those people just need you to share maybe some onions or some 1,000 or 500 and they will vote. So it's a very difficult situation. Saving Nigeria is actually going to be very, very difficult.
All right. Hold on, everybody. I want to play some videos and then we'll come back. Just stand by.
But I will try to be simple. Power generation is not rocket science. It's just generator. So just remember and imagine that your I better pass my neighbor in 1 million times its capacity, but in one place. So if you can make that size of 1 kilowatt, you can make a power turbine of 1,000 megawatts. That's that simple.
Now, I know. One more video, and then we will have a conversation around some of these things. All right, welcome back. The first video was that of Babatunde Fashola before he became a minister and a minister of power when they were campaigning in 2015. And of course, the second one was what happened in Anambra State on Thursday during the swearing in of the new governor, Charles Soludo. All right, let me start with you. Let me go back to. I want to talk to somebody who is in Nigeria. Yeah. Okay. Ola, let me come back to you. So you look at Fashola. Most people believe that he did well in Lagos as governor, and he got promoted and made a minister. Why do you think he failed?
Well, thank you. Well, basically, I think the reason why Fashola actually did fantastically well when he was governor of Lagos, at least he was able to achieve, one or two things. Especially if I can actually pinpoint one, was able to turn around Oshodi, which I always like to work every day. So he actually did a lot, in terms of being able to turn around Lagos. But the reason why I believe he failed is because, first of all, they weren't planned. They didn't do their own work because I believe they did not really understand, the situation that is on ground. What they are actually planning, what they are actually, the information they are actually doling out back then was, giving propaganda, giving out rhetorics about Jonathan government, just for people just to, and people got tired of Jonathan government. So anything that you tell them, any propaganda that you throw around, they are able to listen. So as he was giving out those things, they weren't doing their own work in order to know how bad, the sector is. So as he was just giving out rhetorics and everything. So they didn't do their own work, and they don't really understand the rudiment of what is going on in that sector.
All right.
So that's why I believe they failed.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. If someone like Fashola went to Abuja and failed, despite the promises, despite what he said before the election, how do you decide on who to vote for, who to support amongst these people who are planning to take over in 2023?
Yeah, actually, it's actually going to be very difficult to decide. Because taking Fashola into consideration, one would wonder what actually is the reason why Fashola failed to deliver on at least the power part. Because personally, I feel there is no political will on their own part to do these things. Because as a minister close to the president, whatever, even if there are people sabotaging the system, it's within your means to stop these people. It's within your means to use, is it the DSS or whatever security apparatus available to stop them. But for some reason, they all make promises, and when they get there, they don't deliver. I just feel there is no political will on their own part. And to a large extent, I also feel they are just interested in squandering money, in sharing money. Because you find out that all we hear is huge contracts awarded, huge amounts named. But at the end of the day, there is nothing on the ground to show for it.
All right.
The money just
disappears. Thank you so much. Let me come back to you, Alex. You are in, if I remember accurately, in Australia or New Zealand? Where? Australia. Sydney. Okay, yeah, good. So, as a Nigerian, you've lived there and you see how efficient the system is. What have you learned that you probably, if you have an opportunity to talk to all these leaders in Nigeria, what did you learn in Australia that you think will help the Nigerian situation? Oh, hold on, Alex. I think you're muted. All right, go ahead.
Okay. What we should do first is regional government. The way they do it here, regional government. Perth, Melbourne, everybody generate their own electricity. Everyone make their own law. It's only central government that when it came to, you know, international politics, that's only when they're involved. You get it now. If without devolving power, without regional government, nothing will work out. Even if they make you even Showore, you know, I'm a staunch supporter of Showore. But if you make Showore president tomorrow, he will fail because the system will fight him. The system will never allow him to perform. The system will seize him. You understand it? The system will never allow anybody to perform without having without having a regional government. If you have regional government now, right? Every region will be able to generate the electricity and distribute. It will be easy to hold your regional government accountable. But within this, you know, bunch of things, it's hard to hold them accountable. Because when you react to someone from East, the people from North will say that you are because of from their region. When you go to try to, you know, someone from the West, they say because from their region. You get it? So the only thing we should fight for is revolution. In the way that when we succeed this revolution, that's when everything will start afresh. And we discuss we'll be on round table to discuss how things will go. How we want our government to be governed, how we want to live. You understand me? So without revolution, without regional government, even if we vote me, the system will not allow me to perform, which is, you know, is a killer something.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Let me say this, that we went over our time by 15 minutes and now we have about 40 minutes left. And I want to kind of make a round of this thing in a way that it will make sense to anybody who is watching it. So I want to see if there's anybody that have not had a chance to talk to us and let them in. All right. Okay. Mo, welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I know you've been trying to join us. So what is that?
No, I've been here. I just removed the video and the mic.
Oh, okay. What is your take on the conversations we're having? And especially, I want you to weigh in on the Anambra situation. What happened on Thursday in Anambra State?
Listen, I think we had it coming. Okay, we just have to make it clear in Nigeria that first ladies are not part of the immunity package. Okay, the first lady of Anambra State, former first lady, had been totally out of control. Now, from what we know, it's very clear. We can blame Bianca all we want. I mean, some of my sisters do, which I think is more of never liking her before. But if you invade my space that way, blood will flow. Okay, you don't do that to people. You have to be more than the Pope. Look at a woman held the Pope's hand on December 31st, 2019. You know what she did? What he did? He hit back.
Yes.
He pushed the woman aside.
The whole Pope.
Because space was invaded. He is human. Jesus Christ, a woman touched his robe in supplication, in prayer. And he turned around and said, who's touching me? Okay? So Bianca is not a goddess. She might be pretty and all that. This woman wanted to disgrace her. She really wanted to disgrace her, board into a plane and come back to USA. Okay? What she could have done was to pull out her wig, disgrace her there, and then I did it to her. Exactly. But guess what?
Exactly.
It bounced back.
I wanted to say, if the reverse had happened, if that, what would people have said? What would have been the situation?
What would people have said? So I don't support violence in any way, but I try to avoid it. Even in high school, I didn't play football. I didn't play. I hate contacts. I've seen so much dead bodies in my young life that I never wanted anything violent at all. I don't own guns. I can own one in USA. I do not, because I hate violence. But the fact is, this woman had it coming. Have we forgotten that Mrs. Jonathan took her to Poland? What did she do? She called Senator Uche Ekwunife a prostitute to her face. That was when they told her about her husband being a drunk, and she said her husband doesn't drink alcohol, she drinks champagne. Have we forgotten? This woman is violent. She is vile. So we might condemn anything we want. lesson out of here is that people who are in power should try to respect themselves. The first time I had to write to my governor of Enugu State was when his appointee to the education board, the managing director of NSUBEB, they call it, beat up a permanent secretary in public. And I told him, we can't allow this to go on. So the thing is not the tittle-tattle of who beat who slap who, and all the joke that was made for our comedy brothers, which is okay. But the main lesson to take out from here is that we have to, as a nation, begin to condemn and abhor violence in any situation. Even our policemen, our people are not too bad. You catch a Nigerian thief, the next moment he's singing. He doesn't need a lawyer. He will tell you whatever happened. We don't have to beat ourselves up. We don't have to. And this idea of shaming people, a woman, they said she killed the husband because she committed adultery, and they parade her naked, and they beat somebody. A woman steals a cell phone, they parade her naked. We have to begin to teach ourselves from this incident that violence does not solve any problem. We have to talk to each other. The more we talk to each other, the more we understand each other. And I hope it will help down the line. Thank you. Oh, by the way, thank you for this forum. I'm enjoying it. There's something different from Zoom. I don't know how it works, but I'm going to learn.
Okay, no problem. But before you go, let me, people are interpreting this incident in in different ways, and one of them is you talked about the violence and the fact that we have this culture or society now where if you disagree with people, you use violence. But also there's another part of it, which is the idea that punishment. There is no consequence for actions. And I think most people who seem to be supporting Bianca are thinking that the first lady in Anambra, former first lady in Anambra State, did all these things over 8 years, and nobody said anything, nobody did anything, and people were covering it up. And then this was an opportunity to reveal. Just imagine if that didn't happen, if the whole incident didn't happen on Thursday. She will have maybe be running for Senate next election, which the husband was.
Or for the mayor of Sugarland in Texas.
Yes, exactly. But now all those ideas, I hope, are forgotten and thrown away. What do you think?
Look, do you know, Rudolph? Do you know that this woman slapped the deputy governor of the state?
Yeah, that has been said.
Good. And had to force the man to come with the wife to beg her for forgiveness. But like I'm saying, this story is not about Ebele Obiano and the husband. I don't even know how men take this kind of crap. At some point, we have to begin to glorify divorce. If it's working, it's not working. And then marriage should be like driver's license. 5 years, you go renew. So some people just make things difficult for each other. So like we're saying, we gave this woman a lot of pass because she was the first lady. So I ask my question, is the immunity clause also applicable to first ladies? It has to stop. Our culture does not encourage this level of violence that we notice, that we experience. Look at NSAS. What caused NSAS? The same story. And it's still going on in our communities. The same thing had transferred to unknown gunmen. Just this morning, I read that the house of Ohaneze Ndigbo PG was burnt down. For what?
That's exactly.
Why are we so violent-minded? For example, when Peter Obi wanted to begin to demolish the house of kidnapper or wherever kidnapping victims were found, I said it was wrong. You can't be doing this thing. You are telling people that it's okay to be violent. The 70s, you know how they killed armed robbers? They take them to their village, tie them up in a stake, and shot them. Then we move to Bar Beach. People don't do that. So it is going to be a wider discussion of saying, please, if you have a problem with your neighbor, settle it amicably. In US, we know how it works. You talk somebody, the police comes there, somebody dies. So you have to be very careful. I don't want us to get to that point. I want this to come from us. That anytime we see an act of violence, political thuggery, we will call out the person and say, hey, it doesn't work that way. Even if you have immunity, whatever it is, and we have to begin to sue people to court. I think in Lagos, it was done to a naval officer who beat up somebody. The person, they sued the lady sued the Navy guy to court and got some money. We should do more of that. Okay? So
right.
it's a problem.
Thank you so much, Mo. I really appreciate your input. Thank you so much. Let's I will extend the time. I thought we end in 11:30, but let's extend it. I want to hear from a lot of people. Akim Elu, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where you are joining us from, and then we can go from there.
Good evening, Mr. Rudolph, Mr. Sheyi, Mr. Okija, and Mr. Mo. Good evening to everyone. I'm joining from Dubai.
Dubai, okay. So what's keeping you up? And wait. Before you do that, do you know where the first lady is?
Come again?
Do you know where the first lady is in Dubai?
I don't know, but I know she's in Dubai.
You know she's in Dubai. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Yeah. What exactly you want me to talk about?
What's keeping
Nigeria
you
generally?
Anything you want to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. See, thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. I'm seriously glad in this. I like this conversation, especially regarding Nigeria politics and everything. See, as far as I'm concerned, what I just see as the problem of the country now is, number one, is the security. We don't have the security. And I don't know if somebody have been noticing, or if people have been noticing, that the real major problem we are having in the country is the security themselves. Nigerian security. They are the one giving us problem. Including the police, the military, and all of them. They are the one giving us the problem.
How are they doing that?
We don't have. You said?
How are they doing that? How are they giving you the problem? Can you explain?
Look at the issue of Abayari. For example, the issue of Abayari, that is just one. And look at everything going on, like police harassing people anyhow. So
let me ask you: is there anything you've learned since you started living in Dubai that would be beneficial to Nigeria? You know, let's say you are.
Yes.
Okay. What is
like
it?
Security? Our security, like here, the security is not only about personnel. It's not only about personnel. We have like CCTV, so many kind of CCTV.
We had that in Abuja. Wait. We had CCTV in Abuja, and they don't work anymore. And we spent billions putting it up.
That is another issue. That is another issue.
All right.
It is not about personnel. It is not about personnel. I'm the only one here in this room. Okay. But I can tell you that they are seeing me in this room. They are looking at everything I'm doing.
Everywhere you are, they are seeing you.
Everything. If I go into the passage now, they will see everything. So in Nigeria, we have a security problem. That is the number one issue. And
I agree with you.
Security officials and Nigerian politicians are the major problem we are having.
All right.
They are the major problem.
Okay, let's try to round up, and we are so behind. Let me come to Sheyi. You are not here. So let me go to Okija-na-Okija. Welcome to the show, Okija-na-Okija. What are you thinking about? Sheyi, I will come to you next. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Rudolph. Thank you, guys. Nice being here. I think this is my first time. Oh, no, okay, no, I've been in the studio before, but
you've been in the studio, but now you're live. People are watching you
live.
in Okija.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. I mean, there are so many things you guys are talking about. Actually, I'm in Randolph, Massachusetts, in US.
Okay.
And it's kind of raining outside, and the weather is good today. We are going to spring.
And you have light.
Of course. Yeah, you guys have a lot of things. You guys are talking about, but
Pick anyone.
Let me say something about Bianca and what's her name? The woman.
Ebele.
I mean, the book of Ecclesiastes. I think it says there is time for everything. There's time, so there's time to keep quiet. There is time for peace. There is time for everything. Time to die. Time to do whatever.
Time to slap.
There is time to. I mean, Jesus said, "Pray for your enemy." He didn't say, "Don't fight them." So you can pray for them, but still fight them. So there was a time, for Bianca to keep quiet, but day before yesterday was the time to act. And so she acted. I know some people, they have been sanctimonious, they'll be like, oh, she wasn't supposed to do that, disgrace, whatever. I mean, the Bible, Jesus and his disciples, when they came to arrest Jesus, they had Jesus, his disciples, they brought out their knives, their knives, their sword. Jesus told them to put the sword back. So that means they've been going out with the sword and they've been protecting Jesus with the sword. So there were times when the sword were needed.
So wait, you're getting at something. So we have this Daddy GOs who give people stickers to put on their windows of their cars and their houses for security, but they also have armed men around them. So Jesus actually had. I never thought about this. So why am I criticizing these people? Come on. I have to apologize. Anyway.
Jesus had
I never thought about that. Jesus was armed. Okay. All right. You got a good point. More, you're laughing. Am I saying something wrong? This is a new thing for me. I learned something new today. Hold on.
I saw something you posted on Adeola Fayehun. I saw it from Adeola Fayehun, but you posted it.
Yeah.
Regarding the pastor.
Daddy GO.
Yes. Very funny, and it's a good response.
Thank you.
Very perfect response.
Thank you. Ekene, hold on, Okija-na-Okija. Shay, I will come to you. Mo, you're laughing. What did you learn? Did you know this? And you never told me that Jesus was armed.
No, I didn't. I'm just playing for the first time. That's why I'm laughing. I thought I knew it all.
I mean, I've seen Chris, what's his name? What's the name of the pastor? Chris.
Oyakilome.
Oh, Oyakilome, the other one that also fries his hair. The one that was a musician. Okotie, yes.
Okotie, okay.
Armed men behind him, and I'm like, I don't know this. I didn't know that Jesus did that. Shay, come on, tell us what you think about it. This is amazing. Armed men behind him, and I'm like, Shay, can turn down the audio here. Yeah. Then tell us what you.
Good morning, everybody in the studio.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
So where are you, Shay?
Okay. Yeah, I just came through. I just finished watching Arsenal with Aston Villa match when I just got into your program because I don't like missing any of your program, Doctor.
Thank you.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you. So where are you, Shay? Where are you?
I'm in Canada.
Canada. Oh, you people in Canada. So tell us, apart from what we're talking about.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm in Canada.
Okay, go ahead.
I listened to Kingsley.
Okay.
Kingsley said if we start talking about Nigeria from now for the next 2 years, we can't finish talking about Nigeria. I call people, I speak to people in Nigeria every day. Doctor, the situation, I don't know what's going on. The situation is not, I can't, it's like crying what's going on in this country. We are talking about change in the country. Where is the change? We voted for change. Where is the change? I left 5 years ago. I left Nigeria. Do you know some of my friends keep telling me that you left the country for good? I said, but I'm in the Lagos street as you guys. Why is everything not up to now? I can't talk to anybody in Nigeria. The same story every day, the same story. So you guys, you voted for change. Where is the change you voted for? Doctor, that country, I don't know. It's because I just watch everything on YouTube. I don't like contribute. It's because your program. I I watch your program every time. You and Adiola.
Thank you.
I don't want to miss any of your program.
Thank you.
Doctor, I don't know. I don't know what to. I don't know. Is it pray? Are we going to pray? And you know, I used to let people know the way we in the whole world. I can't even say Canada. Do we pray like Nigeria? Like let me say Africa generally. We pray. We go to mountain. We do vigil. We do everything. Still, nothing is working.
Thank you so much, Shay. Thank you. We are going to.
I don't know, doctor. I'm just.
Shay, thank you. Let me go.
The situation is not.
I know.
Like,
let me go back to Ekene, and let me say, as a programming notes, you know, we are going to have this conversation constantly, and over time, we are going to make the subject, you know, like religion in Nigeria or in Africa, and we will look at all the aspects. But Ekene, go on. You wanted to say something?
Yes, building up on what Shay said, and so one other comment. I was late, so one other commentator said about the light, about what's his name, Fashola, why he failed. Okay, I'm gonna give you this. I think when Peter Odili was the governor of River State, they built an independent power station, independent generation system, and they wanted to connect it to the national grid. And if they found out that whatever the one they built, a new system, it couldn't connect to the national grid, so that the national grid had to be upgraded. So, but they didn't do that. So so they didn't hook it up to national grid then. I don't know if national grid then. I don't know what happened now. But the reason why I'm saying this is this. I mean, we don't know where to begin. Nigeria problem is deep. For instance, let me tell you something. Okay, now they're talking about power, or they're doing all these things they are doing, but they don't think critically. In Nigeria, if rain falls, they take light because the wires they come down. In some places, if it rains, with the storm or whatever, the wind, it brings down the wire, and people die all the time. So they're not even thinking about that. All the streets in Nigeria, they have to think about the wire, like insulating them or whatever, doing just maybe one wire or two wires, or the way they do it in US. Other developed countries, just having 4 wires, all over every street is dangerous. So they're not even thinking about that. So even if they build a 12,000 megawatt or whatever, 15,000 megawatt, we won't have light, because if it rains, they will take the light.
All right, thank you.
They're afraid that whatever the wires.
Yeah, thank you.
So no one has ever talked about that.
That's a good point. Mo, let me come to you. There's something that I know that all over Space and Clubhouse, Nigerians are having conversations as we speak. Those who are not watching Premier League and everything, they're having conversations. But there is a problem in the sense that, Mo, you have to turn your, okay, yeah, you're on now. There's a problem in the sense that people are having conversations amongst themselves, and I don't think most of us have the opportunity to talk to these people who are running the country. Mo, I know that you know people in in high places. When you talk to these people in terms of, because some of these things, people, even regular people, are pointing out solutions. Some of these things are not, like Fashola said, rocket science. But why is it that either they don't know it, or they don't implement them, or what is going on? What's the disconnect?
My brother, it is so simple. We all have our eyes glued on Abuja and our capital cities. Very few people look at our communities, the town. I did a survey after this year's in Enugu. They hold local government election religiously every 2 years. I asked in a group, how many people in that forum knew who their councillor is? My brother, you could cut the silence with a knife. Nobody knew. The thing is that these people in high places, they live in a bubble. They see it, they don't feel it. Until we make it uncomfortable for them, they will never act. I've been at this game since 1999. I could ask the governor of my state anything like that. You know this story. We talk almost every evening. When AOL was still the intern.
Yeah.
Yes. And I said, why don't you support an opposition party organize and focus against your government. He said, are you crazy? I said, try it. He said, okay, I'll surprise you. He called them, gave them money. My brother, they shared the money and ran away. The thing is, we are beginning to form a body of committed people who understand that things cannot continue to go on this way. When you get to 50, 55, 60, every human being should be thinking of legacy. Anybody who is comfortable. You can't live in big houses. So the houses we built in Nigeria are just what they call funeral mansions or Ibanku mansions. You begin to think of what will benefit your community. What will benefit starting from your own community? What is going wrong? How can we fix it? Who is who? Do we pay taxes? One day, just one day, we'll get somebody in a capital city who might turn this around. Everybody now is singing Soludo's praises. And I say, you just wait until he drinks the water. Then we're back to square one. He's not going to come with angels from heaven. He's going to be working with me and you. The people that are on the ground, human beings. So what I'm saying is this, when you look at the problem, you think it's very, very awesome. You can't solve it alone. No, you cannot. But when you begin to convince people, talk to people. I thought about dialogue. Look at the beautiful things I'm hearing today from people I never met before. And I could have missed these things if we didn't have this forum. So the solution is, let us not give up on Niger. In fact, instead of giving up on Niger, we should bring in ECOWAS and build a bigger political and economic space. But we have to start from the grassroots. We have to start from our communities. We can't all be the same. The guy in Sokoto and the guy from Yenagoa are not thinking the same thing. They don't have the same need. They have the same need, but they have different perspectives in life. And we can work with all of them. Whichever works well, we go for it. So my answer in short is this. We have to start with community government, town government. Let us go back to the grassroots and try to sensitize our people to say, government is for you. You are the government. I quarrel with PDP friends who say, we are giving power to the people. No. You take power from the people. So why are you always talking about power to the people? It's not power to the people. The people have the power. So let us tell our people the truth. You have the power. Whatever is happening to you is on your palm. God has given you brain, beauty, and the power to do something. Let's use it. I hope this helps. Thank you.
Thank you so much. No, I really appreciate it. We're rounding up. I want to, I see somebody that we've not heard from. Let me just give him the chance to tell us where he is and a minute to comment, tell us what's keeping you up at night. Tell us your name.
Oh,
yeah.
Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are. I'm in the UK in London.
Okay.
I'm an avid watcher of your satirical show, which is very funny. I very much enjoy that, so I commend you on that.
Thank you.
I'm in diaspora, or as I call it, a seceded Nigerian, because in diaspora we've seceded. We're not under Nigerian governance. We've left. We're somewhere where the Nigerian state very rarely touches us. We would like, as we have to send money home to Nigeria, we would like the opportunity to equally have a chance to vote. If you can send money, you should have the vote. So that's something we should be working on.
Thank you.
Yes,
now let me ask you. You've been in the UK, and I'm assuming you understand the system there. Is there anything that you've learned from living there that you think will be beneficial to Nigeria?
For the people to hold the governance to account, that's very beneficial to Nigeria.
What does that mean? Because we hear that all the time.
Specifically, what that means is that somebody who is meant to do something on your behalf, who you've elected or selected, when they do something which is wrong to that, you as citizens of that country must do something specifically of holding them to account, which means direct action, which means you either go to their houses, their place of residence, their place of where they're carrying out local authority. You turn out to town halls, you turn out to wherever their meeting is, and you as citizens hold them to account. People seem unwilling to do that.
What if your brother, what if you are the other person from the other part of the country is also doing the same thing? Why will you expose your brother? That's what people say.
Well, it depends on whether you want your side to work. Maybe you're someone from the other side of the country doesn't want their side to work, but you say, okay, he looted and you're looting too. Okay, does that mean that what they've looted will not affect you? It will affect you. So I always give an instant. Somebody who is, you look at Buhari, came to the UK again for medical attention yet again. Can an average Nigerian do that? The money which was meant for Nigerians to have medical attention is not there. They die. It's that simple. You reduce someone's life expectancy because you didn't hold them to account. So you see that someone has taken the money for the hospital, the road, the light, the electricity, whatever you want to call it. People die because of it. So if you say because someone who's doing it in another part of town, you don't want to hold them to account, that's up to you. I think it would fall on every citizen to hold their own local area person to account. You can catch them, you can hold them, you could touch them right where you are.
Thank you so much. It's unfortunate I can't see anybody in Nigeria who is still with us. I wanted to get their viewpoint because it's easy for us abroad to understand some of these concepts. But sometimes when you listen to people at home, they give you a counter position why they don't see or think that it's their responsibility to take action in matters like this.
Can I just say,
go ahead.
Yeah, one last thing. I'll give you an instance. In the area where we live, which is just around the corner from Magodo, my elderly mum took on one of the councillors to do services which they were supposed to. Of course, many people agreed, but when the person then made threatening phone calls, the society or the grouping stopped supporting. Nobody was interested. It was only my elderly mum who was there, who had to take it on board or leave it. As the case she chose, she didn't further it because she didn't see as her life being worth being lost to take on board to take on these people. Now the question is, okay, my mum is elderly. I'm not elderly to that. I'm not a young person, but I'm not elderly. It falls to the young and the younger to be sincere in their actions and to continue no matter what the threat, because you lose out, we lose out as individuals, the community loses out. So yes, there will be threats. Yes, there will be threats of violence, but it's up to you as an individual to decide whether you're ready to take on. Where the gentleman spoke of legacy, you reach 50, 55, 60. How many more years will you live? You're speaking of your legacy. What will you leave behind? As you said, if it's only mausoleum house that you left, that your children will not even live in, they will sell it and return to where they were from, living with their children. And then your house would just be something which somebody else will either knock down or turn into tenant's house. So the issue is your legacy, and to leave legacy, you have to fight for it.
Thank you so much. I wanted
Thank you, my brother.
I'll come to you. Thank you so much. I wanted to say that one day we are going to just dedicate a show on our lives abroad as Nigerians. Because you mentioned some key points that I want us to explore more, in the sense that most of us stay here, build houses at home, and what does that mean? And, what is important? How do we feel that we need to contribute to the society that we left behind? But that will be down the road. We'll have a show that we dedicated to that, or that will be dedicated to that. Mo, you wanted to round up. We're rounding up now. So I will come to each of you and you round up thoughts about what we've been discussing. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, really, I understand the Nigerian person. And I understand. Listen, I'm here talking with you guys because when I'm done, I'll just go there and fill my cup. The light will be there. There was something in the fridge for you to munch on. Back home, they don't have that luxury. It's not even luxury. Those basics that when you go home, you find something to eat, that your child will be in school. You don't have to fight to pay school fees. Okay? Basic things, that is the problem. I understand that. So those of us who are here, we owe it as a moral duty to them to say, listen, we can change these things. And then we will have people in power. We can talk to them and say, my friend, please change a little bit. Okay? Be it governor, be it president, where Buhari is something else. But at least I hope that in 2023, we'll get somebody who could at least listen, even if he doesn't do. Slowly, we are going to get there. Remember, it's just what, 62 years? Yes, it's a long time. But we can build this country to be a great nation. I said it before. Secession is not the answer. On the contrary, we can build a bigger ECOWAS. What we have to do is to start from communities, point out some things that are wrong, things that we can do right. Okay? It's different for every community, but eventually we will get what we call the basic needs of every community, which is security. I live in New Jersey. I don't worry about a thing because the community police, remember that COP means Community Office of Policing. In the Wild West movies, you know what they do? When they have a good shooter who comes to town, they make him the sheriff. People have to be secure. We have to say, what is our Motekun, Hisba, whatever? We have to secure our lives and properties before we can make any progress. Many people are not visiting home because of security. Kidnappers, cheats, 419ers, fraudsters, everything. It doesn't make it possible. Look at coronavirus. People have lifted the bans or the payments all over the world. In Nigeria, where coronavirus didn't do much, they are still fleecing people off 50,000, 60,000 to do a test that is not even worth it. So there are a lot of things we are going to be doing. I know in your program, Dr. Magis, you bring up some of these things, but you are just you. We need more people. We don't all have to be in television. We can write, we can talk. So please, my plea to you guys that don't give up, please. For coming out today, I learned a lot from all of you who spoke. I'm so happy, and I wish we continue this. Rudolph, please don't give up.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much, Mo. Every Saturday and Wednesdays we will have this conversation. Thank you, Mo. Akim Elu, round up 1 minute, please.
See, what I would just say is now, currently we are moving to 2023. So we need somebody like, although I have like 5 people in mind, although I don't know if I'm still going to vote or not, because I'm preparing to go back home. As far as I'm concerned, I'm preparing to go back home. I want to go home and do some other things. We have like, let me say, for me, as far as I'm concerned, we have the likes of Professor Pat Utomi, Professor Kingsley Mogalu, Omoyele Sowore, and let's say Peter Obi, the former governor, Peter Obi. So we have people who we can entrust the life of the country or entrust the life of Nigerians into their hands. And these are the people that we can put, I think, in my own opinion, I think these are the people we can vote in 2023.
Okay.
So
thank you so much. Ekene?
Okay, thank you guys for being here. You know, my generation, you know, we fought Babangida, you know, in the universities. We were in the university for Babangida. And I think, you know, the problem is this, that this generation, I mean, they rose up actually, you know, enters, but I think that was their first, you know, the first time they experienced, you know, civil disobedience, you know, against the government. But, you know, the generation before me, I think, you know, they had that, you know, for, you know, 70s and then 80s and then 90s. So we have to find a way to build on NSAS, you know, because active citizens, they have to be engaged. You know, they have to protest civil activism. Last night I watched Winter on Fire on how Ukraine, you know, Ukrainians, you know, they stood against Yanukovych or whatever, and he left the country. 93 days of protest. About 120 something people were killed by the police, but yet in the end they prevailed. So we have to find a way, you know, just like what Mo said. One of the US presidents said is every politics is local. When it comes to your health, your road, you know, everything in life is local. It's you and your community. electricity is you and your community. So we have to find a way to engage, have people to be engaged, be like local government election to come out and, Senate, councillors participate, find out who is my councillor, what does he want to do for us, he or her want to do for us, so that's what I think we should do, engagement, get people to engage.
All right, thank you so much, Okija-na-Okija. Let me come to you, Shay. Shay, round up for us in 1 minute.
Okay, what I can say at this moment now is let's just keep praying for the country, because I think it's only God that can bring the real change that we want. Because all this change that we are seeing in the country that is not working, to give us a real change. That is just my point. Because the situation in the country is not something that is making us happy, because there are a lot of people that are looking onto us, that we are in Canada, we are in US, we are in wherever. They are expecting much from us, and we cannot kill ourselves here. We work here too. We work here before we get money. So, well, all right. I just pray for the country that God will bring the real change that we are expecting back to Nigeria. That everything will start working back as we are expecting. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you, Shay. Thank you so much for joining us. Sam, I'm not sure we've spoken to you today, but Sam, what is your roundup for us? What is your take in 1 minute? Sam, can you hear me? Oh, hold on, Sam. Let me see. Okay, sorry. I think we were muted. Okay, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
I wish Nigerians could stand up for the real thing that we actually want. That is just all I'm hoping for. That is that hope that I told you. You understand now? We need to wake that hope up back. We need to bring hope alive back. We need to actually learn to love ourselves as Nigerians. So if you don't love ourselves as Nigerians, believe me, nothing will work. That is just it. There's no love among us. We all hate ourselves for no reason. So we
how do we love
ourselves?
Start
showing love to ourselves.
How do we do that?
There are ways.
Sam, how do we do that?
We can do that. There are a lot of ways. I'm doing mine right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Share little that you have. You have knowledge. You can
yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm not doubting you. I'm just trying to, because sometimes we say things and some people don't practical ways that they can feel it. Citizen, I forgot your name, but you thank you so much for.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You're saying roundup. Okay.
Yeah, roundup, yeah.
How do we do it? We must take direct action. We as citizens must take direct action in whatever format it means to you. What does that mean? What does direct action mean to you? Some people say it's Twitter, some people will say it's Facebook, some people say it's go out and protest, some people will say it's go out and when you see your politician in that part of town where you are, to accost them and to question them and to hold them to account. Whatever it is, you have to do it. Whatever it is that you feel you should do it, more than doing absolutely nothing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Just do something.
Yeah, you have to be engaged. Yeah, no, that's the central idea. For me, I think keeping the conversation going like we're doing here is also part of it. I learned from all of you, and I really appreciate people that joined and people that tried to join but they couldn't. We are going to do this again on Wednesday, and then every Wednesday and Saturday. So stand by, and thank you so much, and it's nice talking to all of you.
Thank you,
man. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. Yeah.
From Eurocopo Studios in New York City, welcome to Wetin Concern Me, your favorite news and current affairs quiz show. I am your host, Dr. Njakiri Dabeje.